Welcome back, Ringside Junkies. It's your boy Derek and Dana here to bring you another one. And we got another smash for you. But before I give it to you, comment, like, and do what, D?
Ring that notification bell.
Let's get into it. Listen, man, I'm just overwhelmed with all these fights. I'm still getting on with one we just had this weekend. Then we got another one scheduled this weekend, May 30th. At the UMMC Arena in Russia. It's gonna be on the zone. Man, listen, if y'all thought that this weekend was a power hitter, this one's even better, I think. A guy by the name of the technician, some call him the perfect boxer, none other than Dmitry Bivol versus Michael Eifert, better known as Diesel. Listen, I know last weekend was a fairy tale kind of story. This was another one. You got Dmitry Bivol. He's actually out of Russia, and Michael Eifert's actually out of Germany.
Okay.
What's interesting, D, and those watching, is that Dmitry this is his first fight in Russia since 2021 when he defeated Umar Salamov. And that fight that he won then back in December 2021 actually set the stage for 2022's victory over Canelo Alvarez. I think we're in for another treat. D, why does this fight matter? Why is it important? I know you got the champion versus the mandatory challenger, but why is this important?
I think it's important for Bivol because it's been a year since he's been in the ring. So for him to come back and fighting a guy like Eifert, who is no pushover, Eifert's on a 7-fight win streak with one of those fighters. Now I know Jean Pascal is a little over the hill now, but I mean he got Jean Pascal on his resume. But this will be definitely for Bivol for him to get this win because, hey, what would be next? Everybody wants to see him fight, Benavidez. I want to see him fight the Mexican Monster, to be honest. It will be really no one left for Bivol. I want to see that fight. I want to see him fight the Mexican Monster.
Hold that thought. Let's first break down what these guys' attributes are.
Okay.
Bivol, he's 24-1 with 12 knockouts, standing 6 foot tall, with a 72-inch arm reach. He's definitely a technical boxer. Michael Eifert, 13-1, 5 KOs, standing 5'11", same arm reach, 72 inch. Right, he's a pressure fighter.
Yep.
Man, it just looks like Bivol he's giving up a lot. He's putting up his WBA, he's putting up his IBF and his ring lightweight heavyweight belt on the line. You know, listen, it could be argued that one of these guys beat a fighter past their prime, while another guy beat a fighter in their prime. I ask you, who has more to prove?
In this fight right here, really, this is one of those fights where nobody really have anything to. Bivol's the champion, so Eifert, if he wants to shock the world, he's gonna have to do a lot of doing a lot of his aggression because although he's aggressive, he is actually a good boxer as he uses his jab just like Bivol is going to use that high guard of his to kick off whatever Eifert's going to do. But I think Eifert has a little more to prove than Bivol to me. Bivol is the guy. It's just he's going to have to knock off some of that ring rust. But we'll see what happens with that. Because again, like I said, Eifert's coming. He's coming in hot, man. He's on a 7-fight win streak right now, so he's feeling pretty confident. But
Well,
it is
let's
Bivol.
let's talk
Mhm.
about that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about some of Everett's his last opponents. Um, Eifert, I'm sorry. So you got Carlos Eduardo Ramirez, right?
Okay.
That's the
Mhm.
last one, right? Right. That was a good fight, right? And let's
Mhm.
talk about the Jean Pascal fight. I think that's who everybody probably is familiar with, right? Has everybody uncle, somebody daddy, obviously, right?
Mhm.
Um, I think that's probably the most notable name on
That's
his resume.
yeah.
I get that this is probably a tune-up fight, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm just thinking, like in this division, right? Could Bivol have gone another direction? Wasn't it somebody else that's supposed to be mandatory before this fight?
No. He's the mandatory.
He is the mandatory.
He is the mandatory. Yeah. He's the
All
mandatory.
right. So I guess what this really is then. So
Well, he's
this
actually
really is
he's actually the mandatory, I believe, for the IBF title, but
okay.
Bivol is putting up the other one. So I mean, it is what it is, Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So their styles, man. You got Bivol, who's got that technical control. He's
He
got
got
like that elite footwork. He's got those sharp combinations, right? World class IQ, right?
mhm. Yeah.
Average style, pressure fighter, uh, physicality. I noticed is tough and gritty exchanges. Will that be enough? And I know what we're seeing with all these fights. As we try to call them, it all
Yeah.
depends on how these guys train. I've
Yeah.
looked for footage, hitting a bag, even training
Yeah.
against somebody
Mm.
doesn't give you a clear view of what is going to be facing you this May 3rd,
Yeah.
early afternoon their time. What do
Right.
you say?
Yeah. It's gonna be a little. It might be a little. I give Eifert the chance, but it's gonna be tough sledding because like I say, he's a pretty good pressure fighter. So he's gonna be coming forward. But the thing about it is, uh, Bivol is a great backwards fighter.
Yes,
He
he is.
uses that high guard and he can back up and he can still, use that jab to keep the control and the distance of the fight. And then he's gonna mix in some combinations. Then what Eiffert's gonna do when he mix in those combinations? Bivol systematically breaks you down. The one thing about I watched a little thing on Eifert. Eifert is he's gonna bring the pressure and bring some power, and he also is someone that tries to break wheels. So we're gonna see what Bivol can do because there's gonna be some times where Eifert's actually gonna back him up into the ropes. So we'll see what how can he take advantage of Bivol when that happens? Because I believe at some point in the fight that will happen.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. All right. So let's talk about Bivol's last few fights. We talk about just the last two, really.
Ooh, you got Canelo and Zurdo, man. I mean, you don't get no better than that. And then he had
Canelo, Zurdo, Beterbiev 1 and 2.
throwing Pascal because he beat Pascal. He beat Pascal too. Dang, Pascal.
You know what I mean?
I love you, Pascal.
And is it fair when we are comparing resumes? Yes, because you're the one that said yes. You signed a contract. You want to fight him. So yes, we're gonna compare your resumes. So here we go, bruh. The man's resume is just deep and it's scary. He didn't face the beast not once but twice. Right?
Yeah.
And honestly, looking at both fights, you would think
fight,
with me, I saw the same fight twice. I said, what? I said, is that difference?
I had Bivol winning the first fight, but I just like that fight anyway because after the fight, Beterbiev was like, "Well, I ain't want the second fight nowhere." Yeah, Bivol is just,
you know what I mean? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Bivol is just to sum up Bivol, he's efficient.
Yes.
He's disciplined. That's the number boxing world. That's the number one key word is he's disciplined and he's controlled. And it's like when he's in that ring, it's his ring and it's his rules. So we'll see what Eifert can do. If Eifert can take advantage of a little bit of that ring rust.
If I think yes, to your point, I think if there's anything or any time to take advantage now would be it. You know, but as we know, boxers tend to stay somewhat fit during an off season. You know what I mean? I would think, you know, any high class athlete on that level, the average Joe is not beating him in that sport. You know what I mean? Can you imagine beating even Michael Jordan right now who's retired? You ain't beat Michael Jordan in this game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's different. Some things you don't lose. You know what I mean? You know, so I guess yes. To your point,
I said I forgot good speed too. He has good speed as well when he's moving forward. So I think it's gonna be a good little fight here for Bivol. Good little test for him because the kid, he's hungry. So you got somebody hungry wanting to be champion. So Bivol is gonna have to show up for this fight, you know.
Well, and great point. This past weekend, we seen a fighter come in heavy, and I know I prefaced and said, "Hey, is this him taking the fight lightly, or is this extra padding?" You know what I mean? And we saw what almost happened. So it should be interesting to kind of see what the weigh-in to see is Bivol going to take it seriously, right? He's going to come in light and not take the fight lightly. You know what I mean? Or he's going to come in heavy. Right, something crazy, you know, and say, you know what, you ain't taking my crown. You know what I mean? Hey, it could be a fairy tale story. It could be, you know. Wow, how about that? So what I think what we really have here is, you know, we have an elite precision, precision attempting to neutralize hunger and pressure. What do you think?
Right. Yeah, he can definitely do that. Look how he dealt with Zurdo. And that was ultimate pressure that he dealt with. So for him to kind of back Zurdo up as well, because you got to remember when you're aggressive like that, you are exerting a lot of energy trying to get to control to try to take control of the controller. So when you're using that aggression, Bivol is just great at breaking you down systematically late.
I did some research on Bivol with something really interesting background. While training early on, a lot of his coaches noticed that he was always composed. Nothing routed him. He didn't speak many words. He basically listened, and that's rare when you're training guys to box. Right, just getting guys full attention, actually getting them to do what you want them to do. Right, which is why when you look at him, that's why he's so technically sound. Right, whether he gets hit, it's like he doesn't change. He doesn't get excited. Right, nothing changes, and we've seen him get hit with some things.
That'll be there. Whoop, great.
You know,
he survived a freight train.
Right, just unbothered, man. But that's been him ever since he started training. I just thought that I said that's the reason, you know, he from then to now. You know, and unlike a lot of other boxers who back in the day and now were vocal about their skills, how good they are. Look at me, not him. Right? He has been quiet the entire time, and look what he's done so far. And what I am hoping this Saturday is that he keeps that same composure, right? And he takes care of business.
Yeah, I just want to see good old fashioned ring generalship this Saturday. That's what Bivol will give you, man. Good old fashioned ring generalship. But like I said, Eifert's going to prove to be a good foe. He has good speed. He knows how to use his jab. and to box moving forward. And but he throws a lot of punches. So, again, that could, fall into the trap of Bivol, but it's gonna be a good fight. And Bivol better bring his his lunch pail if he wanna get out of there.
I think you've got a point there. I think if Eifert has a chance at all, I think this time off just may give him that. You know what I mean? Like I say, another fairy tale. We've seen it happen this weekend almost. Right. Hopefully hopefully he comes in fit and ready. Hopefully he has nothing on his mind but this fight, as we think he will, just based on what I've read and what he showed us so far.
Oh yeah. He's ready. He wants Benavidez. So hey, Benavidez wants Bivol. I respect Benavidez too, because he called everybody out who he wants. He don't mind Beterbiev or Bivol. So those are the two monsters at 175. So after this fight, I just hope after this fight, Bivol go ahead, give the boxing world what we want to see, which is him versus the Mexican Monster. Because I want to see how high the Mexican Monster can go. It don't get no higher than Bivol to me.
This actually sounds like a classic horror movie. When I think about these guys' nicknames, you got the Monster, you got the Beast, right, and you got the Technician, right. This sounds like a working title in play here. I think any of those three guys, I'll take any of them, man. Really. Yeah, man. Listen,
he got past.
None of them mind. look, because none of them mind going toe-to-toe exchange and get hit in the face. You know what I mean? And I think that's what fans want to see. That's what your MMA fans want to see, right? Fans right? Boxing gets criticized. Well, boxers get criticized a lot for running, which you know that's not what it is, right? That's actually part of the sport, right? But then you got other fighters who say, you know what, enough without that fancy footwork, so I can do that, but I can also show you guys how to slip, get hit, right, and still make that guy look bad. And I think that's what all three of those guys have in common. So I want all three of those movies, absolutely.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Hopefully, Bivol get past Eifert. Which is like I said, he's going to be a formidable foe there. So we'll see what happens. Can't get past the Diesel, Bivol, and then I say bring on the Mexican Monster. Hope the Mexican Monster is watching.
There you have it, Ringside Junkie fans. Look forward to monster movies coming soon near you. Tune in this weekend where we have.
And look for Bivol. He possibly like table.
This weekend at the UMMC Arena in Russia. You can catch the event streaming on DAZN May 30th. All right, that's going to do it for us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for me. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And do what, D?
Ring that notification bell.
That's what it is.
All right.